think I need a break from this. These next 2 days are going to be very, very long, I think. We're doing something a little bit crazy here, guys, and really changing everything up at this point. And there's a few reasons for that. You know, like I said at the end of the last video, we're a little bit Utah'd out at this point. Utah has been amazing, but I think that we're ready for something very, very different. Since this whole thing started, we've kind of just been in the desert, right? Just boondocking for 2 weeks at a time. When it first started, the whole pandemic and everything, we were kind of doing the self-isolating thing and the quarantining, spending 2 weeks in the desert in Nevada, then we went over to Arizona and spent 2 weeks here, and then 2 weeks there, and then 2 weeks at another spot, then we moved up to Utah, did the same thing there. And, you know, we kind of have just been in these very, very dry, harsh environments, and they've been really awesome. They've been beautiful. We found some amazing boondocking spots over the last few weeks, which were really great. And, you know, I got into astrophotography and started getting into deep sky imaging, even got a telescope, like really started getting into that. That was really cool. But I can't help but feel that a part of me has kind of been missing during this whole thing. And it was a part of me that I was intending to really get back to because it was missing before this all began as well. Those of you that have been following along for a while, you'll know that back in January I had a bit of a surfing accident where I broke my ribs. And then I wasn't able to surf for about 6 weeks as I was recovering from this like really bad rib injury that I had. And then right when it was starting to get better, right as I was starting to feel better, I was planning to go to Southern California, spend some time getting, you know, caught up on some much needed time in the water. And then the whole pandemic broke out and I couldn't surf at all. I surfed for like 1 day and then I ended up leaving and going towards Las Vegas and then meeting Shannon there. And then obviously she went back, got her van after she got laid off from her job. And we've just been on the road since then. And we have not seen the ocean, and I really miss it, guys. The ocean is a big part of me. It always has been since I was a young kid, and even swimming and just being in the water have always been a big part of my life. So it's been tough for me to be in the desert and kind of stuck out there. And even though it is beautiful and I've been trying to focus on the positive stuff, I've still been a little bit down and a little bit depressed because I really miss the ocean. And so we're going to do something kind of crazy here, guys. We are going to spend the next 2 days driving 20 plus hours to the east coast of the United States. Actually, we're just going to try to get to New Orleans, and then it's another 10 hours to the east coast, but we're just going to try to break it up a little bit. But it's going to be a lot of driving. It's a long ways from central Utah to Florida, which is actually where we're going. And that might sound pretty crazy to go to Florida right now. It is July, or almost July. By the time you guys see this video, it'll be basically July. And it's going to be extremely warm there. Definitely not the best time of year, but we're not going to have to sleep in the vans, which is a good thing. Maybe a couple of nights here and there, but for the most part, we're going to have places to stay. We're going to stay with my best friend Jordan, who just got a new place in New Orleans, which I'm really excited to see. I haven't seen him in almost a year at this point. I haven't seen any of my friends there in almost a year at this point. And I haven't seen my family in almost a year at this point as well. So after we spend a couple of days in New Orleans, our plan is to go over to Florida and see my family. And the goal is to actually surprise my dad in Florida. It is going to be Father's Day this weekend. They don't really know that we're coming. They've told us that we could come if we wanted to, but I kind of made it seem like we're not going to drive 36 hours to come see you for Father's Day. So, which I think is reasonable. I think that's a reasonable thing to not want to drive 36 hours, but we are actually going to do it. So that's part of this goal as well, just to kind of show up and surprise them. I know I talked about this years ago, but when I was back in New England, I guess it was 2 summers ago, I was helping my parents. They were selling the house that we grew up in, and then they were trying to downsize. They were kind of getting rid of things, paring down, everything like that, and they ended up buying a small condo nearby where we grew up, and then they also bought a little condo that they're planning to retire to in Florida. They found a really good deal for one, and they decided to jump on it. So they have it there. They've had it for 2 years, and I still haven't even been there yet. Like, my whole family's been there. My grandparents, my sister, like everybody, Morgan, Nico, the whole gang has been to this condo in Florida. Maybe not Nico. I don't know if they've flown with the dog down there, but everyone else has been there. And I'm the only one that hasn't. So I really want to go and hang out. And even though it's going to be really hot, I think it's going to also be really nice to be able to hang out on the beach and obviously to see my family, who I haven't seen in a really long time. And that's definitely a big part of why we're doing this. Another part is, like, I've also just been a little bit burnt out with this whole YouTube thing. And, you know, I've made a video every single Friday for like 70-something straight weeks. Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific, I published a video every single week for 70-something straight weeks, and I haven't really had a break from it. And I don't really intend to break from it. I intend to keep publishing videos every single Friday. I really want to stick to that. You know, something that I guess that I'm a little bit proud of, something that I've been really working to do. And, you know, these videos don't just edit themselves, obviously. They take a long time. I spend a lot of time. Some of these videos might take 8 to 12 hours of editing just to make the video. Not all of them, but some of them. And I kind of want to, I guess I kind of want to keep that going, but at the same time, I kind of want to break. So this video is kind of the break, basically. Like I'm trying to make a video here where I'm just kind of talking to you guys and, you know, pulling some B-roll from past videos and stuff, but I don't want to have to spend, you know, 8 or 12 hours editing this video. I want to be able to get ahead so that when I do get to the East Coast in a couple of days, I can focus on my family and my friends and catching up with them and just kind of relaxing a little bit and hopefully getting in the ocean as well. We were hoping to get to Amarillo, Texas tonight, but we didn't quite make it that far. It's like almost 10 o'clock. We're close. A couple hours maybe?
Yeah.
Got a long day ahead of us tomorrow, but it is a little bit cooler up here, which is the benefit. I think we're still at slightly higher elevation because we're still in New Mexico, so I guess that's good.
It's pretty nice here.
It's not that, it's like 78 degrees. This will probably be the coolest night that we feel for quite some time. Once we get into New Orleans, it's going to be a lot stickier, a lot more humid, and then obviously on our way to Florida. Like I said, we're probably not going to have to sleep in the van that much, but there's probably going to be a couple nights where we're going to be doing some stealth camping, and it's going to be hot. Remember Foxtrot Golf, Beijing Sierra Tango Lima.
What?
Say hi to the camera.
Oh, hi, camera.
Shannon's mom actually got us these walkie-talkies here. I think it was for Shannon's birthday, which is actually not for like a month and a half, but we're not going to see them between now and then, so decided to give us like an early birthday gift. And I'm enjoying them just as much as Shannon is, I think. They've been really, really awesome. Yesterday, going through Utah, we were in some really rural spots where we didn't have any cell coverage, and we're on these back roads and stuff. We basically didn't even hit an interstate until we got to the Albuquerque area in New Mexico. And we're briefly on an interstate today, but we're about to cut off this interstate and go towards Dallas, Texas, once we get past Amarillo. And then, like, we're going to be in some areas that probably don't have very good cell coverage. So having these things is really, really awesome. We're able to communicate, kind of talk about the plan, and even point out little sites along the way. A lot easier than using your phone. Definitely a lot safer than using your phone as well. So big fan of these. Thank you, Jane, for getting us these. And our plan for today is to head towards Texas. We're going to be crossing into Texas within an hour and a half or so, and then just drive basically across the entire state. Hopefully we'll end the day somewhere in Louisiana. It is going to be a lot more humid and a lot more uncomfortable to sleep tonight, but once we get to Louisiana, we'll spend one night, and then tomorrow at some point we'll make our way towards New Orleans and hopefully get there, be able to hang out, relax for a little bit, and then continue on to Florida. That's kind of what we're doing. I know I've already said that. I know this video, guys, has been just a lot of me talking to the camera and just kind of driving, and that's what we're doing right now. That's kind of our life at this point. We're just going to be on the road and just doing this really, really long drive. And like I said before, I kind of wanted something where I could just kind of talk to the camera and talk to you guys about how I've been feeling recently and the things that I've been kind of going through and what my plan is for the future and what I'm looking forward to. And, you know, there's something really special about the open road. I know I've said this before, but even yesterday, the second that we got out of Utah, and as we were cruising down those back roads through that beautiful country in northern New Mexico, and then kind of making our way down towards the Panhandle here, it's just very freeing. This open road, being able to see it like this and just kind of know that we're actually making a move. You know, for the last few months, we felt kind of trapped. We just were sitting on that BLM land, like I said, and just kind of not really much of a plan. And I think that everybody has kind of felt that way with this pandemic. You just kind of feel like you've been stuck, you know, like you want to go do something, but you don't know what's going to be open. You don't know if it's going to be okay to do that. And now that things are opening back up and kind of getting back to normal, at least a little bit, it's very uplifting. I feel very excited to kind of make this change and to go see my family, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Welcome to Texas.
How's it feel? First time in Louisiana?
Sticky.
It is very, very humid. We just made it to Shreveport. Gonna hang out here probably tonight and then make our way towards New Orleans tomorrow. It'll be your first time in New Orleans, right?
Yep.
Excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
New Orleans is like my favorite city, like ever. So looking forward to showing you around and checking it out. That'll all be part of the next one though, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to y'all in that one.